Hello, beautiful souls. So I apologize if you watched the 51st video of the 111 days. What I was saying at the end when my Care Bear Steer portal timer went off was your most valuable currency is your frequency and your energy. So again, I'm keeping it raw. I'm not going to worry about the ending of that video, just meant to end. I actually thought about consciously turning that timer off and I forgot. But again, there's no coincidences. So it was 111 on the timer. We are going into the 111 portal. You are already in the portal. The portal has opened. You're already in it. So some of us are already feeling this, the frequency, the energies, the shifts. So what I'm going to talk about this video, I'm going to do a separate video on a card pull. So, okay, so what I'm meant to talk about here is the detoxification that everyone's experiencing. So this video might not be very long, but it's going to be very powerful. So please, I had this conversation with a beautiful soulmate, soul tribe, down at the wellness store, that please do not be surprised that you're going through some form of purge, detoxification, cleansing, purifying, debris cleaning, whatever word you want to put onto it. And it might look like crying. It might be headaches, head pressure. It might be loads of snot, mucus. That's the things that get built up in your system. It could look like constipation, diarrhea, digestive upset, cold, flu symptoms, whatever those look like, bronchitis, upper lower respiratory infections, skin rashes, shedding of the skin, physically shedding of the skin, peeling of the skin, what else? Sleep disturbances. You could be also experiencing like purging of like just certain strong emotions like anger, frustration. It can look many ways. The purging process can look a whole host of ways, but the mass majority, the mass majority right now are the sicknesses or the dis-ease of the body. The body's not in a state of ease. It's in a state of discomfort, dis-ease. Okay? And that's part of this process. That the end of the year, that the uptick in December, especially now up until the last day of the year, people are cleansing like motherfuckers. They are spewing up, either with major flu symptoms. They've either got some type of respiratory situation going upper or lower, or all of it. You're just blowing mucus, cleansing and purifying. Again, you could have that digestive, the colon, the kidneys. You could be peeing a lot. Like I said, constipation or diarrhea. There's no TMI here. This is just keeping it real, raw, and authentic. And if this doesn't interest you, swipe off, click, or you can keep listening. If this resonates and this might make sense, again, I talk about detoxification a lot throughout this journey I've been on, these 111 days. And there's a reason for it, because I've done a lot of detox protocols. It's the parasites, not just the physical parasites, but the energetic parasites. So you could be cleansing and purging energetic parasites. You could be cleansing and detoxification on the old programmings, the conditionings, the thought forms, generational programming, conditionings, thought forms. And yes, that can come in like an energetic purge, but definitely that physical purge, that purge at the cellular DNA molecular level. And again, I made this comment the other day. We're at the point that you can't prove it through science. How do I know? I just fucking know. I just know shit, okay? I've been saying this entire year. When you're going through these, you're purging and cleansing and shedding. This is the year of the snake. It's the shedding, right? There's no more hiding. And that can look so many ways. And those symptoms can look many ways for many people. And I've had many waves of different symptoms. I had a major heart chakra purging, which is that respiratory. So if you're having any respiratory issues, lower respiratory, that's heart chakra, solar plexus, sacral chakra. All right, those are those lower chakras being cleansed and pured so you can upgrade to new levels. Your human's upgrading, your chakra system has to upgrade, your energetic field has to upgrade. You can't stay with the old. We're going into new. The human, the new human, the crystalline version. We're changing from the crystalline or a carbon-based human to a more of a crystalline based human. Okay, and that takes a lot of reconstruction. Let's go back to the caterpillar going into the soup before it is reconstructed into a completely different species, which is the butterfly. 511 on the timer. So you are purging and cleansing and detoxifying. I know a lot of people that are super sick, whether they're super just mucus and cleansing and or they're puking. And again, these are energetic purges. In Reiki, the fluids mean one particular type of purge. The muscle twitching and gurgling of the stomach, like so. If it's liquid, it's in Reiki. It's I don't remember right now, but you can look at the energetic purge of, or emotional purge of, what fluids mean for purging, as well as muscle twitches as for air. So air. So muscle twitching is also purging of releasing energy, but like air is another form. So air and liquid are two main ones. So you're purging. So again, I had a major lower upper respiratory. So that's again heart chakra. Everyone's heart chakras are getting expanded and opened up, but you got to be able to make room for the new energy, frequency, and light codes and the upgrades. You have to get rid of those old energetic layers and physical layers that are caught in these areas. Throat chakra, this is all connected. Throat chakra, do you know how much repression we've had in the human species in the past thousands of years? A lot. So there's been a major cleansing, clearing, detoxification, upgrades, and adjustments to your throat chakras. I've had this on and off this entire year. If you've been basically killed in every lifetime for standing in your truth or being a healer or any of that, there's a lot of throat chakra clearing, cleansing, healing, reactivation, upgrades, and all of that. Third eyes. Our third eyes have been attacked and our crowns have been attacked. How? Through chemicals in your food, in your air. Yes, it is a frequency war out there, and they will keep anything, they will get anything in the human avatar to keep you stuck and dumbed down and all of that stuff. They don't want the human species to, and you can, and if you know when I say they, okay, I'm not going to go into that. But again, it's still a collective dream. We still have created this paradigm, which is all a paradox, and the ego mind doesn't make sense that we are the creators of a reality, and it just, I know, I get it. But just understand that this purge, this detox, it's necessary. And again, there is no coincidence, especially this month. There's been a lot of triggers, a lot of catalysts, a lot going on. You also see Gaia, you see planet Earth going through massive purges, cleanses, and detoxes, and we are very connected with Gaia as our physical avatar. That's why grounding is so important. That she goes through, you're going to feel those in your physical avatar as well. Okay, so maybe this is the first time you've heard this. Maybe you've kind of heard it and it didn't really click or hit, and now it's clicking and hitting, and the frequency and energy coming for me is like, oh, that makes sense. And that's how my journey has been. I'll hear things brought to my awareness, but until I'm ready to really hear it, where I'm ready to really truly embody and resonate with it, my team, the universe and source, will continue to present it to you. And this again might be what you're experiencing now. And I'm just part of your journey. I'm part of that co-creation. I'm part of you giving and sharing this information, this activation, these upgrades, these downloads, these light codes, whatever you are meant to receive through this conversation, through my frequency and energy. Because yes, I am an activator. I'm also a reflector. I'm a sacred mirror. Okay? I didn't know that. I do now, more conscious of it, and it makes complete sense, like my life, a lot of it, even though a lot of it doesn't. But does this resonate? Okay? Do you know that you activate people? You don't have to understand the how, the why, or any of that. Even the ego would love to know that. You're also a sacred mirror. You're a reflector. You're a projector. You're a manifester. You're a generator. Okay, that's part of your human design. Okay? So, please, 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 I've been saying this for months, and I'm not the only channel that is saying this. You have to honor yourself and rest and just be still. We got to stop forcing the doing. It's okay to spend days in the house if you need to spend days in the house. Nourishing yourself, loving yourself, reflecting, meditating, allowing your body to transform and transition into the new. But so many of the so many of us have been so programmed and conditioned through thought beliefs and generational stuff that if you're not doing something, there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. And I have said this again this entire month, and I've said it over the years, that if you do not take this time for yourself, you will get knocked on your ass. You'll have those tower moments. You will get extremely sick. And I do not wish that upon anybody. I don't, because it's miserable. I remember May. I spent 3 weeks where I could hardly breathe. I could hardly meditate. I couldn't eat anything. But I also knew at that point that this was part of my journey, and I knew that I was going through massive heart chakra cleansing, clearing, throat chakra, third eye, crown chakra stuff. So that the knowledge helped me kind of move through that with a little more understanding. Not that it still was easy. It was miserable. I remember it was miserable. But I needed to go through that, just as if you might be going through that now, or people in your life are going through that right now. Okay? Just hold space and send the light, the love, the healing energy to them. And that's what I've been doing. Sending, asking, please send the light, the love, the healing, the magic, the miracles that they need. And that they will receive what they are meant to receive to help them through this. But they still have to go through whatever that you can help kind of ease it a little bit by sharing that intention. But they still have to kind of go through it, because it's part of their journey, and it's part of this process of transmuting, detoxifying, purging, cleansing, clearing, so you can empty. It's the emptying. You can't fill a full cup. We can't take dirty water and put clean water in it and expect it to be. Does that make sense? That just came up. So you can't take dirty, muddy water that's filled to the top and then try to put fresh, clean water in there. It doesn't work. You have to empty that dirty water out. That sediment has to be released and let go. And then you have a nice, clean cup that you can put fresh, new, revitalized, clear, crystalline energy frequency in that cup. Now, that's what you are becoming. And at this point, science doesn't have any way to prove that. The ego wants proof. It wants information. But it's beyond that. The soul knows. The higher self knows. Your team knows. Source knows. Call upon them. If you need extra comfort, love, help through this, understanding, information, clarity, maybe I get put in your awareness. If you feel like you're struggling and you're like, I just don't know, I'm at my wit's end, why is this still continuing? And when you get a little bit of information, that'll help you just surrender, because it's like the more you surrender into the being of what's taking place in this process, the easier it is. The more you resist and push against it, the harder the process is. Does that make sense? All right, I hope that really reaches those that it's meant to receive. And that, again, I send all of my light, love, magic, and miracles. I send all of the healing, positive healing energy for you in this present moment if you are struggling. And to your loved ones, I send that. I set that intention that you receive all of the healing, the positive healing, light, love, positive, and healing energies your way into your loved ones. All right, so that you're able to move through this a little more ease, with a little more ease, a little more grace, and a little more understanding. And I've always said, those moments, those sticking points where this journey has been really challenging, if I just give a little bit of information on it, if I'm able to get a little bit of light shed on it and a little more understanding, it makes it easier for me to surrender into the process. And once I did that, it's just so much easier to shed and to let go while you're moving through this. Okay? Because we're all in some way, shape, or form have been or continue to. But remember, we're going into a new season, a new chapter. We're closing out cycles. Some of us are closing out big-ass motherfucking cycles. Generational stuff. 10-year cycles. Okay? So just have all the love and grace and ease. Just say thank you. Thank you for showing me. Thank you. Ask for the patience. Ask for the ease. Ask for the grace for this process, and you will receive it. But you have to ask. You can't just keep pissing and moaning about it and expect to do the same thing and expect different results. It's like the definition of insanity. One of my favorite things is The definition of insanity is continuing to do the same shit over and over and over again, but expect something completely new. That's not how it works. It really doesn't. All right. So again, from my heart to yours, I hope you guys have a beautiful last day of 2025 if this is reaching you today. And if not, I hope that your 2026, if this is reaching you in 2026, that this is a beautiful year of growth, transformation, understanding that you are worthy, you are whole, you are perfect, you are creator source embodied in this human vessel, experiencing this beautiful, magnificent, wonderful journey during this evolution, this revolution. From my heart to yours again, I will talk to you soon. Bye.